Hey everybody, I'm Jacob Castro and welcome to another video here on Jacob's Aquarium. I know, oh my god, I'm uploading a video the next day after I just uploaded a video. Today is actually a really cool day because I'm gonna try something for the first time ever. I've never done this before. I'm really excited because I think this is going to open a whole new chapter of Jacob's Aquarium, and it's going to help me produce more of my own plants. If I can produce my own plants and grow my own plants, you know, that helps so much because that eliminates the cost of buying them. So what I'm going to do today is try growing plants immersed. And yes, I know, I know, as I move my hat, I know some people hear immersed and like, oh my god, no, you can't do that. Immersed plants are horrible. This is what frustrates me the most, okay? Here, I'm gonna tell you guys a little something right now, okay? I'm gonna go on a little rant here if you don't mind. I do not appreciate when people on YouTube and on the internet in general say really bad things about immersed plants. You know, they tell people, oh, you should buy from me because all my plants are grown submerged, so yeah, they'll do great in your aquarium. And then you get other people, you know, that post things like, do not buy immersed grown plants, they're a waste of money. And then you get those other people, you know, that respond to people's questions on the internet, on, you know, Planet Tank forums, whatever, with people, if people ask about immersed plants and they, you know, they say things like, yeah, you know, you shouldn't get immersed plants because they end up just melting away. Only get submerged grown plants because they're guaranteed to be successful in your aquarium. Now guys, let me just tell you something, okay? I have a 2,000 gallon pond. This is a 2,000 gallon pond full of over 70 different species of aquatic plants. I get them in their immersed form, in their submerged form, all the time. I get shipments almost every week of aquatic plants, okay? Now, if that was the case and immersed grown plants were so horrible, how am I still in business? If all the immersed grown plants that I was getting were just melting away and dying because they're used to growing out of the water, how am I still in business? When you grow an immersed grown plant submerged underwater, all it does is transition. Yes, there are some plants where the leaves will melt away and new leaves will grow. But that doesn't mean that the plant's dying. That doesn't mean a immersed grown plant is a waste of money. It just means that you bought a plant in a certain form, certain growth state, and now it's gonna transition into another growth state because you're growing it in a much different way than what it was being grown as before. That's really it. that is the truth with immersed and submerged grown plants. There's really nothing else to say about it. They're not bad plants, you know? And I hate when people talk negatively about it because that hurts the aquatic plant industry so much. I guarantee you guys, like probably, I mean, if you talk to these big companies that produce plants, okay? If you talk to Florida Aquatic, Tropica, Denerol, if you talk to these big companies that grow plants, 100% of the time, okay, maybe 99% of the time, because maybe there's some plant that they grow and they only grow it submerged, but 99% of the time they will tell you, yes, all of our plants are grown immersed. So most of the time the plants in your aquarium right now, your Planet Tank, were once grown out of the water, okay? And that's just how it is in this industry. So by people bashing immersed grown plants, it just puts a bad name out there and people tend to, you know, stay away from immersed grown plants, and all that does is hurt the industry. And why, as a hobbyist, would you want to hurt the industry that gives you the ability to be a hobbyist as you are? Because we can sit back and say all day that, oh no, I don't need anybody, I grow my own plants, I do this and that. No, you wouldn't be anywhere without aquatic plant companies. You wouldn't be anywhere without local mom and pop pet stores, without online retail stores. You wouldn't be anywhere without the industry. So by talking negatively about immersed grown plants, you hurt the industry. So do your research before you respond to people questioning immersed grown plants. Don't just blurt out whatever comes to mind or whatever you've experienced, because your experience may not dictate the experience that that person is going to have with immersed grown plants. Maybe something else was going on with your aquarium that caused your immersed grown plants to melt away and completely die. You know, there's so many variables in this hobby, it is almost impossible most of the time to diagnose problems like that. So not necessarily should you be blaming that on immersed grown plants in general. Okay, so that's my little rant. But back to what I was talking about. I want to grow plants immersed because, first of all, I can guarantee a much more stable, healthier, pest-free product to my customers. I can guarantee that they'll be 100% algae-free. I can guarantee that they'll be 100% snail-free. And I can guarantee that they'll be really, really strong. Just because they're grown out of the water. And this is how, you know, I really don't know what else to say. I can't go into too much science about it. But really all I can say is that an immersed grown plant is stronger, grows faster, and most of the time is pest free. So all those things benefit my customers, they benefit me, they benefit my business, so why not give it a try? That's what we're gonna do today. All right guys, so I went to my local hydroponic store and I got some propagation, I got a propagation tray, not some, and I got some rock wool, and I also got a dome, because I don't have a misting system in the greenhouse just yet. So I need something to hold humidity over the plants so the plants don't dry out. And we'll talk more about that later. If this is successful and I'm able to grow plants immersed with my system, I am going to heavily upgrade that immersed grow system. But I'm not gonna change a lot of the plants that I already grow submerged, because a lot of the plants that I grow submerged, they already grow fast enough, so I don't really need to grow them immersed. But there are just some plants that I can't get my hands on that much, so I want to try to grow those myself and grow them very fast. So immersed growing obviously is the way to go. So what we're going to do is first of all, I should say that this is going to be an experiment. Like, I'm in the experimental stages right now. I'm not in the, you know, go full force, fill up all these cells with plants stage right now. You know, because I don't want to put a bunch of plants in here and then they all die, and then, you know, that's a huge waste of money for me. So I'm gonna try to grow some immersed plants, and the plants that I'm gonna try to grow some plants immersed, and the ones that I'm gonna try are cardinal plants and maybe a few swords and hygrophilea species as well. Okay, and so what's gonna happen is I'm going to put the plants in these rock wool cubes, and also along with some Osmocote. Osmocote is a slow time release fertilizer. The fertilizers in these little plastic caps that slowly dissolve over time. And I decided to put some, I decided that I'm going to put some of these in the rock wool media along with the plants, because I read on the internet that that's how some of the big aquatic plant nurseries do it. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see if it works for me, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. And then also I'm gonna also try experimenting with using hydroponic nutrients as well. As far as, you know, those aquarium fertilizers like Flourish XL, and pretty much anything else being sold on the internet as aquarium fertilizer, you know, it cannot treat a system this big for too long. You know, like one bottle of Flourish isn't even enough for my whole system, and so I'd be broke. Like, I'd be broke using aquarium fertilizer. You know, some people say, well, just, you know, buy the dry ingredients and make your own. Well, while that would be great, I still need a lot of it, you know. And even if I make 500 milliliters of, you know, fertilizer, that would probably last me like 2 days, you know. Probably not even a day. So I need a lot. So I'm deciding to give hydroponic nutrients a try. I went to my local hydroponics shop, Discount Hydro in Riverside, California, and they suggested that I try this product, Tappin' Roots Essential Grow. I like that name, by the way, Tappin' Roots. Yeah, baby. So I'm gonna give this product a try. If you can see on the back, it does contain nitrogen, water-soluble nitrogen, phosphate, you know, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, iron. So it contains a lot of the stuff that's actually already in Flourish. It doesn't contain some of the bad stuff that I was warned about on the internet when it comes to using these types of products for an aquarium environment, you know, or aquatic plant environment. So I'm deciding to give this a try. And you know, mind you guys, I'm not a scientist when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm actually pretty stupid when it comes to when it comes to fertilizers like this. I really don't know much. All I know is, you know, what honestly what plants need. I don't know a lot of the science behind it, so I'm going to trust that this product will be okay for my system, and I'm going to give it a try. If I notice substantial improvements with my plants, I'll definitely continue using it. You know, but for right now, you know, with the hydroponic nutrients, I'm also in the experimental stage. So I'm going to set the camera up on the tripod and get started with propagating, or with planting, not propagating just yet, but planting some plants immersed in these cells. Okay, so let's get started. All right guys, so I got some microsort here, I got some dwarf baby tears here, crypt undulata right here, cardinal plant as I mentioned earlier, a Nubius nana petite, and some hygrophillia compact. Okay, so those are the plants that we're going to try to grow immersed. All right, so let's go ahead and get some cubes out from here, some rockwool cubes, and I'll go ahead and dip them in the pond really quick to saturate them, and then we'll start putting the plants in, as well as some Osmocote. And you know, I know some of you may be asking, well, how are you gonna like make this work with the pond? This is actually going to float in the pond, and I'll talk more about that later. And I'm actually really excited about that, because that seems like it's going to be a pretty cool looking thing, you know. So let's just put all the plants in these cells right now, and then I will show you guys more about that. Okay. All right, let's get started. Alright guys, all the plants are in their rockwool with some Osmocote, and they're in these cells. So now let's go ahead and put this whole system into the pond. Alright guys, so to keep this this whole system secure, I smashed it in between two pond baskets. It shouldn't go anywhere. The current in the pond, usually stuff gets caught up right here anyways, so I don't think it'll get blown away by the water current. But yeah, this is where it's gonna be. It's gonna be in full sunlight, as you can see, you know, full sunlight pretty much all day. I went ahead and dipped the this cover or dome or humidity dome, whatever you want to call it, in the water, so that it's coated with water, and that'll help build up the humidity inside of this tray. And now I'm just gonna hope for the best and hope that these plants grow, and if they do, this will be pretty cool. So so I will definitely give you guys updates on the immerse grow, you know, in the future, so stay tuned for that. Now what I wanted to try to do is use Osmocote with one of my regular submerged grown plants. So let's do that now. These swords are pretty nutrient demanding. They like a lot of nutrients at the base of their roots. So what I'm going to try to do is remove a thick layer of sand and put a bunch of Osmocote underneath that, because supposedly from what I've been reading, you don't want Osmocote just floating in your water. So I'm going to try to do that. And I know people make their own root tabs with Osmocote, so technically they're supposed to be in some clear gel caps, but I'm deciding just to pour in some Osmocote beneath the substrate layer and see if that does the job. The reason why I want to try this with my Marble Queen swords is because these swords kind of have a hard time growing here at the nursery. I think they're just very nutrient dependent, and as much nutrients as I dose in my my water, you know, it just doesn't seem to be enough for them. So I'm going to try to enhance their substrate with some Osmocote. Okay, so let's go ahead and take these out and remove a layer of sand and put some Osmocote in. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put the bin back into the pond, and man, I wish my Grammys were still in here, because look at these worms. They would love to chow down on those things. Anyways, so yeah, I put the Osmocote in and a layer of sand above the Osmocote. So now I'm just gonna put the Marble Queen swords back in and let them establish a nice healthy root system. And hopefully that helps make them grow faster and healthier. That way I can ensure a much healthier product to my customers. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to add some of this fertilizer. I didn't realize how black in color it was. I hope it doesn't like, you know, make the pond go, you know, murky. Hope it doesn't turn it into a, you know, brown water or black water scape, whatever they call that. I don't think it will. It'll get diluted for sure. One thing I have to do though before we add this is I have to remove the 100 micron sock, because whenever I add fertilizers, they almost always get trapped in the 100 micron sock. So I'm just going to leave the nylon sock to get out all the large debris from the pond, but I'm going to remove the 100 micron sock. So I'm going to do that right now, and then we'll go ahead and add the liquid nutrients. Okay, so we got the 100 micron sock off of the outlet from the pond. So let's go ahead and add the nutrients now. Now, just doing the math, this one bottle only treats like 250 gallons. So being that my pond is 2,000 gallons, this isn't going to cover it all. But you know what? It's cheap. This was only like $8, and if I can get it wholesale, I guarantee you it'll be even cheaper than that. It's cheap, and I'm going to try it in a small dose. And it's best, you know, when you're experimenting with fertilizers, nutrients, whatever, to try it out in a small dose anyways. So this isn't going to treat the whole pond, but being we're in the experimental stages, it'll just give me an idea as to if it's going to work in the future. If I notice any, you know, signs that plants are exploding with growth, then I'll definitely know why, and I'll know that this works, and I'll use this. So let's just go ahead and dump it in. I gave it a good shake. And actually, let's go ahead and dump it in front of the return pumps. That way, it gets mixed with the water very well. Whoa, that is black! Wow, that is like jet black. Dang. Dang. Okay, well, I'm gonna pour a little bit in, and I'm gonna see if it dilutes or dilutes, however you want to say that, pretty good. But man, that is dark black. Wow, that's like adding coal to the pond. And actually, wow, that diluted actually pretty quickly. Okay. All right, well, I guess let's add some more. Dang, that's jet black. Look at that. Whoa. Dang. Okay, we'll let that dilute a little bit. I'm kind of scared to just dump in the whole bottle, even though, you know, this won't even treat the full pond, but I just want to first see how well it dilutes. But man, that's pretty dark. Wow. Okay. Well, it diluted pretty good. Let's add a little more. We're getting down to the end of the bottle, so okay. I'll let that dilute a little bit. Trying to give you some nice nutrients and vitamins, plants. And we got a really dark spot over here. Let's hope that dilutes. Dilutes. I don't even know how to say that properly. Oh, look it. We got some nice humidity going on with the immerse grow. Beautiful. It's exactly what we're looking for. Keep those plants nice and moist. Okay. Well, I'm a little concerned because the pond's getting pretty cloudy. But, you know, this stuff is supposed to be diluted and mixed in with water, so eventually it should clear up. And of course the plants are going to consume this nutrient, so that should help clear it up as well. It's not too murky, so let's just go ahead and add the rest. There we go, that's the whole bottle. I'm gonna do my famous cheapskate, try to get every single ounce of whatever's in the bottle method. Okay, that is empty. All right, well, I'm gonna let this marinate for a little bit, come back and check on the pond in about 30 minutes and see how well this has diluted. All right guys, so it's been about 30 minutes and the pond is actually clearing up pretty good. So the fertilizers are diluting, or you know, they are dispersing, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna let this sit overnight. I'm gonna head home for the day and check back tomorrow and see how everything's going. And I'm actually just super excited because I hope, you know, that this is a good source of nutrients for the plants and for the pond in general. And I can start using this stuff and start saving some money on fertilizers, because man, using regular aquarium fertilizers for a 2,000 gallon pond is it's expensive. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to check out jacobsaquarium.com, my website, where you can find all these beautiful aquatic plants that you've seen in this video today for a very affordable price. Got my words mixed up there, sorry about that. The website is jacobsaquarium.com. Also, don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All my social media links will be in the description below. I love you guys so much. Thank you to all my customers, and thank you to everybody that has supported Jacob's Aquarium over the years. Stay tuned for more awesome content, and I'll see you next time. Have fun with your tanks.